Hello drivers! Today we are extending the scope of the Secret Landmarks series by introducing the first landmarks you may not know about in Driver 2. Of course, this results from the time spent in Driver 2 and not Red River 2 as it has been pointed out in the comments, rediscovering cities in Take a Ride and reaching the conclusion that Driver 2 also has its fair share of amazing landmarks which you won't see during your story mode playthrough. And let's start with a big one, not only because of its size but what it contains, the Chicago Airport. It's not very far from the spawn point, but usually you go straight at the start, so you will not go in this part of the city, which nevertheless has some good landmarks to look at. Even better, that's the few kind of landmarks that are somehow explorable, because you can go on the airport runway and go very close to the planes. Unlike GTA 4, you will not see them moving at any point, not even in the skies like in Miami in Driver 1, but it's still amazing to look at the planes model they made on the PlayStation 1 hardware without having to do that from behind a fence or something like that. And the place could be used as the start or ending point of a machinima since it's very detailed. It's indeed curious that the airport wasn't the ending point of the final mission of Chicago when you think about it. This mission sees Tanners and Jones going to a train station which isn't that far from the airport, and that is even not a real train station but supposedly a museum. It would also be more logical to get to a plane when you look at the distance between Chicago and Havana, but it would have required to redo the cutscene occurring in a train to do it inside a plane instead. At least it would have made the players discovering this place before. This place is also completely missing from the Chicago version of Watch Dogs, alongside a few other landmarks of this area, which limit the amount of comparison in my video comparing the landmarks in common in the two games from earlier this year. I think that airport is always a good landmark to feature in a video game, as I spent a lot of time just driving around in the Nice airport in Driver 3, LaGuardia Airport in Driver Paradise, and of course the one from GTA 4. But yet this place really existed in real life, more or less in the same place. It's technically not an airport, but more an airdrome or a small airfield, as it has only one runway and it's built on the Northerly Island artificial peninsula. Named Meigs Field Airport, and as it's the case quite often in this series of landmarks videos, this place doesn't exist anymore. According to the Wikipedia page, it was destroyed overnight in 2003 following the mayor's order in violation of federal aviation regulations, and it has been repurposed as a giant park. It explains why it's not featured in Watch Dogs, of course, but Driver 2 did a great job of modeling it when you look at some real-life pictures, and thanks to Driver 2 we have an extended draw distance to admire this location, even if it's a bit smaller than the real-life counterpart. At least this airfield will never be destroyed overnight in Driver 2. I also want to take the time to quickly address the moving plane video you might have seen popping up on YouTube a few weeks ago. In that one you can see the player being able to take control of a plane and driving it across the map. While it would have been a great feature, it's a fake video using a lot of different editing techniques to make it look like it's real, but it isn't. I don't mind people exploring new ways to make driver content and videos, but without mentioning its scripted state, I kind of feel like it's misleading more than entertaining, even if the amount of work to make it believable must have been huge. With your viewer discretion advised, you can look at the rest of the channel, but be aware that none of these videos are showing real leftovers functions or even working mods. Thanks for watching. I may do more videos on secret countermarks in Driver 2 if you like them, and till the next time drivers, let me thanks once more my web weavers who have been there for a few months now: driverdimension.com, French Contact, Neurosins, Take09 YouTube, Emmett McLaughlin and Paul Lanois. There is a link in the description you can follow to read more about memberships and become one web weaver too. See you soon drivers!